Welcome to my garden. It is the month of May and I'm giving you a tour of my garden, what I have planted so far, how things are looking. I'm also going to be sharing some of my favorite companion planting and intercropping tips, things that I actually use in my own garden. I take a much deeper dive in how I plan my garden and do intercropping in this video right here. So if you feel like this video doesn't give you quite enough information, definitely check that video out because I pretty much lay everything out in that one. There are a lot of benefits to intercropping and even a home garden, and so I use this technique a lot. And I get a lot of people asking questions on how I do it. So let me show you how I do it. One of my favorite things to intercrop is lettuce. I pretty much plant lettuce all over my garden, just in little nooks and crannies wherever there's a free space. So in this situation here, I have my brassica. So I have some broccoli plants and I have 2 cabbage plants. And then kind of if there were like a triangle, kind of in each little space between them, I have planted a head of lettuce. And what's going to be perfect about this is that as these brassicas get large, and they do, they're going to shade this area. And believe it or not, lettuce in the summer likes some shade. So if that is something that you struggle with, is your lettuce bolting as soon as it gets hot, planting in an area that gets some shade is actually really helpful in extending the life of your lettuce even in the middle of summer. And then along the outside here, I do this with a lot of my beds, and you'll notice this, is that I planted 2 rows of onions right along the outside. Some say that there are some benefits to planting onions near like brassicas and other things, is that like they'll deter some pests. That's very possible, but I also feel like it's nice because the onions don't take up a lot of room, and so they kind of work perfect kind of on the perimeters of my bed. So I do this a lot, and you'll see it a lot. I also plant a lot of flowers in my garden. Right now it doesn't look like much, but I have a little nasturtium plant right here, and my goal is that as it grows, it's going to cascade over the side of the bed. So it's not going to take up a lot of real estate in my garden bed, but it's going to provide a lot of benefits, and it's going to look beautiful. Every year I pretty much plant the same thing on these cattle panel trellises. If you want to know how to do these, I have a video on that as well. I think they look really nice with these new raised garden beds that we have, which let's just have a moment for these garden beds. These are the Epic Gardening raised beds in the color mist green, and I think they're just so beautiful. I had a real liking for wood when we first set up our gardens, but when our wood beds started disintegrating, I knew we had to upgrade to something that would last a lot longer, and these Epic Gardening beds were the solution. So far, the plants inside of them are doing really well. If you are looking into either starting a garden and doing raised bed gardening, or maybe you want to upgrade your current garden beds to something that will last a lot longer, these metal raised beds are my personal recommendation, and they're on sale right now for Memorial Day weekend. So definitely go check those out. I'll link them below. I'll also include my code, which will give you an extra 5% off. So that gives you 45% off during the Memorial Day sale. And if you watch this video later and you missed the sale, no worries, there's always lots of sales, and you could always use my code to just get that extra 5% off. For the last few years, I have only really planted runner beans, scarlet runner beans in the front here because they are just so absolutely beautiful. They have beautiful red flowers, the hummingbirds love them, and then they have these really cool bean pods that they dry, and then you could collect the beans, the dried beans. You can eat them as green beans, although personally I felt like they weren't that tasty, but that's what's planted along here. And then in the latter half of my bed, I have cucumber plants right here. And so cucumbers will grow up, although they tend to kind of spread out a bit. So I'm gonna have to trim them back a little bit, but hopefully I can get them to grow up. So we'll have runner beans here and cucumbers here. And in this one back here, I have peas, although they are growing so slow. I don't know why. I probably planted them a little bit too late. You can see them right there. Yeah, they're taking their sweet time. So I'm not sure how many peas we'll actually have this year. I really love how this bed looks right now. So right along the outside here, I have a spring mix that I just tossed a bunch of seeds in. I actually need to do some harvesting. This is a cut and come again. So when you harvest this one, you're just gonna cut it and then just leave it, the root system in there, because a lot of times it'll start growing back. Sorry, my boys are playing with water. They're being very loud. And then all through here, you can see my pepper plants. We had a cold spell right after I planted these. So they are not looking their best right now. They are very upset that it got cold. But one of my favorite things is I planted, so this same spring mix that I have here, I just tossed some seeds kind of right in between them. So as these pepper plants grow, I'll be harvesting some lettuces in between them. And then once again, right along here, I have some onions planted, and then I have some beets growing along this section here. I like to utilize things that either are fast growing or low growing. I tend to put along the perimeters or in between my bulk plants. So these are my my big plants. My peppers are my big plants, and then I have a lot of little plants kind of planted around them. And then this plant right here, this is feverfew. It's a flower and it's really pretty. I'll show you. These flowers are just so delicate and so lovely, especially added to like arrangements. They're just really dainty and lovely. So this is my main tomato bed. I actually have a second tomato bed that has only 4 tomatoes in it. But this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 tomato plants in here. I grow them up these strings, which is really nice because, as you know, if you've grown tomatoes, even with a tomato cage, they tend to get really big. But growing them up the string, I'm able to prune off the lower leaves, and so that leaves kind of a lot of space around them to grow other things. I have tried multiple things as companion plants for tomatoes, and my personal favorites are bush green beans, basil, and marigolds. Actually, and I'll add onions into that too. I tried garlic one year. That was just too difficult to harvest them, and like I was having to step over the garlic to like plant. It was a mess. So although garlic is a companion plant for tomato, I thought it was a little too hard. So right along the outside of my beds, I have my bush beans growing, and they take up just the right amount of space. They kind of also fall over the side of the bed, so they don't take up a lot of space. They're just starting to come up now, so you'll see a few. And then, sorry, there's a bunch of nasturtium plants that I don't want growing in here. And then I have some basil kind of planted in different sections. So we're gonna have some basil, we're gonna have a little bit of nasturtiums, and we're gonna have green beans. In case you followed our previous videos and tours, which I don't give tours that much anymore because it's just a lot to do, we still have our sanctuary model, I guess you could say. And if you're curious about what that is, I'll link a video up here that my husband explains our sanctuary model. It's one that we made quite a while ago, so the quality's not the same, but we do have a video. He was able to attach these to our metal raised beds, which I'm very thankful for. And here's the other one. So the last one was the candlesticks, 7 golden candlesticks. This one is the table of shewbread. This is one of my favorite beds when it is in full bloom because it has a lot of flowers in here, and I really love flowers. I love interspersing them throughout my garden. This one's just heavy on the flowers. So we have 2 peony plants. Hold on. So, and then we have these 2 large hollyhock bushes that are they're volunteers. I did not plant them. I planted them a long time ago and they self-seeded, and so they're getting kind of big. They're taking over the bed just a little bit, so I might prune one back. And then I have onions planted along here. I have a cabbage plant right in the middle, which looks like it has some aphid damage. I'm gonna have to take care of that. And then I have some radishes right over along here. Oh, I have a lavender in the back and yarrow. I have a lot of flowers in here. I hope you're starting to see the point of like how much I do intercropping. There really is no bed that is just for one particular type of plant. I always have something else planted with it. And a lot of that is for the health of the soil, but also for pest control. And it's really important to also move your plants around. So I don't plant the same thing in the same bed every single year. It's always moving around. So this is a natural form of pest control. And then also it looks really nice. It looks beautiful when you have things kind of planted different heights. It looks very lovely. So in this bed here, I have a big, huge bush of oregano, which needs to be trimmed back. I have some more pepper plants. I think these are poblano. I have a little bit of cilantro planted here and there, more garlic that will be harvested in July. And then I have this really cute little pansy over here. So, or viola, whatever that is. So I will take back what I said where I only have one particular plant in one bed. I actually do have one bed like that, and that's this one. This is watermelon. I have had no luck with watermelons so far. I have 2 watermelons around that Oya and 2 watermelons around this Oya. If you want to learn more about Oyas and how they work, I'll link that video up here. These watermelons will get a lot of water. This bed tends to not get quite as much water. If you're curious, you can see the water inside there. Oh, it's gone down a little, so I should replenish that. In this bed here, I have Swiss chard that is trying to go to seed. It's going to start flowering soon. More garlic, more cilantro. This is pak choi here in this part. This is cilantro trying to go into seed, and actually I'm going to let it go to seed. I'm going to let it scatter its seeds in this bed. I have one pepper plant kind of hiding in the middle there. I will probably end up taking this Swiss chard down, and then it'll get more light. And then I have peas trying to grow on this trellis here. Let's check out this bed over here. In this bed here, I have a lot more garlic. This is soft neck garlic. All the other garlic you've seen so far is hard neck, but I do like some soft neck, so for mostly braiding. So soft neck, another cabbage, and spinach, which is also trying to flower because it's been getting warmer out. And then more feverfew. I just had a bunch of feverfew, so I just kind of scattered it all over the garden. Okay, someone's grabbing at my dress. Okay, hang in there. We don't have many beds left. Okay, this is my other tomato bed. So I have 4 tomato plants along here. I have a row of onions there, a row of onions right here, chives. I have a kale right here. I have a kale down there, Swiss chard that's trying to flower again, and basil scattered everywhere. Oh, and carrots right by the onions. There's a lot in this bed. And I think it'll look really nice once it's all like kind of fully established. Right now it kind of looks like meh, but it will get there. This is my son Liam's bed, and he chose to grow pumpkins in this bed. So pumpkins tend to get very large. They take over. So we only planted 2 in this entire bed. 1, 2. We had some flowers that we're trying to grow here, some cosmos. So I said, well, you know what, let's leave them there. Maybe they'll survive the pumpkin trying to take over. And then we have one other flower here. I don't remember the name of it. We do have a little kale plant here too. So we've got a couple things, and then right in that corner we have chives and more yarrow. That's a perennial, so that will come back every year. You'll notice I have a lot of perennials interspersed throughout my garden, a lot of flowering perennials, and I really love that because it provides interest throughout the entire year, even in the winter. It provides interest, and then they're the first things to turn green and start blooming in the year. So even early spring, the garden looks so beautiful without me doing much work. This is the last major bed that has some like intercropping stuff. So we have mostly corn in this section. I just planted that today. I need to put some mulch over top of it. And then right at the edge there, I have 2 winter squashes. I'm a little worried that they might try to encroach on the corn. So if my dear husband is okay with it, I might train them to go kind of outside the bed. I'm saying my dear husband because he's the one who's gonna have to mow around them. So if he's okay with that, I'm gonna have them grow out of the bed. We'll have this bed part for corn. Once again, I have yarrow, I have hollyhocks, some more flowers that are perennial and just kind of tend to wanna come back and take over. So I have had to pull a few up. And then I just planted a lot of flowers in here. There's sunflowers, cosmos, zinnias, calendula. There's a lot of really pretty flowers that will hopefully kind of start taking over and looking amazing. Oh, and some dahlias too, actually. 3 dahlias. Yes. And then in that corner there, I have a fun plan for my boys that I haven't done yet. So I'm not going to spill the beans, but you will see a future video on that at some point. Hopefully this video was helpful, and you maybe got some ideas on how you can practice intercropping and companion planting in your own garden just by seeing how I have done it in mine. Thanks so much for watching, and go out and grow something. God bless. Oh, ouch. Okay, being attacked by kiddos. Here, go fetch.